this is the FBI and the military. It's so intense that sometimes innocent people falsely confess. A quarter of all the people on death row who were cleared by DNA evidence falsely confessed. So we talked to Jenny. Now, at first, Detective Mendoza was friendly. That's how interrogators build rapport and gain trust. It's how we got her to sign away her Miranda rights. Next, he began asking her a lot of questions to try to back Jenny into a specific story.
I got to the house around 8. And I was supposed to give Luke a bath.
And then Mendoza turned on her. He said he had proof that she murdered Luke. He showed her false forensic reports, witness statements.
Exactly what you did to that little boy.
Right? He even told her that her own parents thought she was guilty.
That's the examiner stating.
He had her in that room for hours. He broke her.
Don't you read this?
So Mendoza told her she'd be better off admitting to the murders.
It's my fault.
When he said if she showed remorse, things would be okay, she confessed.
I killed him.
That was legal? She's just a girl.
That's why we're gonna fight so hard to keep her confession out at trial.
It's bad. We got a copy of Jenny's 911 tape. Listen to this.
It's my fault. His head is bleeding. I think he's dead.
She says it's her fault. Why would she say that?
I don't know, but it gets worse. The police actually got an earlier 911 call from the Winters next door neighbor, the one who talked to Alden. It came in 10 minutes before Jenny's call.
The girl is yelling. She's angry. I can see her through the window. She's carrying a baseball bat. She's my neighbor's babysitter.
So not only did the neighbor see Jenny holding the bat, she heard Jenny yelling. Great.
Can the medical examiner prove Luke was killed by a baseball bat?
So far, the ME's findings are inconclusive. All he says is Luke died from a blunt force trauma to the head.
Did the ME say whether a fall could have caused the death?
A fall? Off of what?
A bookcase. Jenny says Luke was climbing it.
No, he never tested for a fall. We'll have to get a court order forcing him to do that. I'd like to take a look at that bookcase.
The Winters refused to let us into their house.
So we'll also need a court order to see the crime scene. They're going to hate us being there, but we've got no choice. When the case comes down to a false confession, proving it's false isn't enough. We need to prove it really happened. That is a subpoena for notes and any additional video from the first 8 hours of your interrogation.
Interrogation? It was an interview. There aren't any notes or additional video. The cops turned on the camera once Jenny was ready to confess, not before. There's nothing illegal about that.
The only reason you're going after Jenny is because the police got a 911 call from the neighbor earlier that night and they failed to respond. You want to show the public that the police did their job right, but they didn't.
I'm offended by the suggestion that I'm playing politics with this case.
Aren't you? They detained the girl for 8 hours and failed to notify her parents. That's illegal.
She wasn't detained. She volunteered to go, in writing. She signed a Miranda waiver. And that is her written confession. This was a terrible crime. I'm petitioning for a 707 hearing. I want her tried as an adult.
The DA wants a 707 hearing. It determines whether Jenny gets juvenile or adult justice. Juvenile sentences are lenient. In adult court, she could get life.
Oh, God. Don't worry, Mom. It's gonna be okay. I didn't do anything.
Juvenile cases are tried by judges, not a jury. A judge will be more open to the idea that Jenny falsely confessed out of fear.
How do they decide whether Jenny goes to adult court?
Several factors. The gravity of the crime, its sophistication. The fact that she has no record is good for us. We also need witnesses, teachers, or friends who can testify about Jenny's good character.
We've talked to the police. They're gonna find out who did this.
It's all my fault. Now they're attacking my parents.
Jenny, I've convinced your parents to let us file a motion to have the 707 hearing televised.
I thought they couldn't say my name on TV. Everyone's gonna hate me.
The brick shows that people already know about the case, but all they know about you is what the DA has told them through the media. We want potential jurors to see who you really are. Not a faceless monster who confessed to murder, but a scared, innocent girl. Okay?
Okay.
Are you doing okay? How's school?
My date for the winter formal dumped me. I guess this didn't help much. And my shirts will even cover it up.
I got you these. They have wider sleeves. I think they'll work.
These are too expensive.
Don't worry. They're Ron's treat. Just don't tell him. Look, Jenny, we want to call character witnesses on your behalf for the 707 hearing. Did you babysit any other kids? Did you ever have any problems with any of them before?
No, never.
Good. I'll need the names of their parents. The DA gave me her witness list for the hearing. Do you recognize any names on it?
Emily's on here.
Who's Emily?
She's my best friend.
You didn't talk to her about the case, did you?
No, you told me not to.
So what is she gonna say?
I don't know.
Jenny, she wouldn't be on the list unless she knew something relevant.
I may have said some things about Luke's dad. But that was before the accident. And he was cute. And I'd like to marry someone like him someday. What? Is that relevant?
It's relevant if the DA argues that this crush you had is somehow connected to Luke's death.
We found out something about the tape. The cops definitely edited Jenny's confession.
You're kidding. You sure? Can we prove it?
Maybe, maybe not. Mendoza was a pro. He knew what he was doing. But we're working on it. I did some checking on Mendoza. He was a military interrogator before joining LAPD. Specialty? Terrorist suspects. Now it's breaking down hardcore gangbangers.
What chance did a 15-year-old babysitter have against that?
So, Mrs. Rose, were you happy with Jenny as a babysitter?
I was, I guess. My son Seth really liked her. Seth's about the same age as Luke was.
Is that Seth?
Seth, go back in the house.
Would you be willing to testify as a character witness on Jenny's behalf? She could use your help.
I'm sorry, no.
But you said that Jenny wasn't a bad...
I said no. She confessed to murdering Luke, right? I'm not gonna help her.
On the eve of the hearing to determine whether Jenny Marshall will be tried as an adult, a twist in the babysitter murder case. Ron Trott has released the name of his underage client. In a stranger twist, Trott has also asked the judge to televise the hearing.
You heard Jenny's friend Emily testify. Jenny Marshall was obsessed with Craig Winters. She loved him, he wasn't interested. To get back at him because he wouldn't be with her, she killed Luke.
An innocent crush made her a killer? That's insane. The DA is trying to deflect attention away from the fact that she has no basis to try Jenny as an adult. Jenny is a 15-year-old with no criminal history. This wasn't a crime. It was an accident.
It was a crime, an adult crime. In fact, even now, Jenny Marshall is still stalking Craig Winters, even after she murdered his son. We have phone records showing that Jenny called Craig several times in the last few days.
Did we know about this?
No. There's no reason to check her recent phone records. Alden told her not to talk to anybody.
Craig will testify about what she said. Your Honor, Jenny Marshall is so twisted, she actually apologized for killing Craig's son. She didn't just confess to the police, she confessed to the dead boy's father.
I just called Mr. Winters to say I was sorry that Luke had died. But I didn't say anything bad, I swear.
We told you not to talk to anyone.
I know. But I felt so bad for him and his wife, you know. But I never said that I killed Luke. I didn't.
I know. You were just trying to do the right thing. The problem is, the law doesn't give you a right to be a decent person. Not when you're on trial for murder. Anything you say to anybody, no matter how thoughtful, will be used against you. Sucks, but it's the truth.
I don't want you people here.
I know, Mr. Winters, we're sorry. We just need to check out the crime scene on behalf of our client.
Make it fast, all right? The family's been through enough already.
Mr. Winters, do you mind if I ask you a few questions about Jenny? Like, was she ever inappropriate with you?
Mr. Winters, you don't have to answer that.
What, are you obstructing justice now?
No, I'm stating a fact. By law, he doesn't have to talk to you unless he wants to.
Look, I understand you're upset.
You don't understand a thing. You don't know what I'm going through. My child